Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite here our beloved student who finished his education, his high school. Welcome here, Alberik. Here you are. Congratulations.
Oh, finally, I got that diploma. Finally, I finished high school. It was my dream all along. And now what? Well, I must decide where to study next. Where to... Well, my uncle wants me to go to the USA, and my mother, she wants me to go to Russia. What should I do? What should I do? Decisions. You should come to the USA. Come to the USA. Come. Давай, братан, Россия. Come to Russia. Yeah, Russia, пельмени, селедка. Come to Russia. Spirits of decision, I invoke you. Ta-da! Hi there. If you ever wondered where it's better to live and study, Russia or the USA, then this video is for you. Today, I want to break down a few myths and show you that life in Russia can be easier and more enjoyable than you might think. While it's often believed that the USA is the ultimate land of opportunity, reality can sometimes be very different. In this video, I'll explain why Russia can offer just as many, if not more, opportunities for international students. We'll cover important topics such as the cost of living, access to education, simplicity of bureaucratic processes, and most importantly, access to free healthcare. Yes, you heard that right. Medical care in Russia is available through insurance, and this is another major advantage of living and studying here. So, if you're considering where to study and live, make sure to watch this video until the end. Let's get started. One of the most important factors influencing the decision on where to move for studying and living is the cost of housing. In Russia, this issue might be quite flexible. For example, in Moscow, the capital city of Russia, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is around $500 to $700 per month. This is significantly cheaper compared to such places like New York, where rent for a similar apartment starts at around $2,000 and can go up to $4,000 in Manhattan. If we look at other major US cities like Los Angeles or Chicago, rent is also much higher than in Russia. In Los Angeles, rent can range from $1,800 to $2,500, while in Chicago, it's around $1,500 to $2,000. Meanwhile, in regional Russian cities like Samara or Kazan, rent for a one-bedroom apartment can be as low as $300 to $400. This makes housing in Russia affordable not only in the capital, but also in other major cities. So, Russia offers much more affordable housing options, whether you choose the capital or regional cities. This is a great opportunity for students on a budget. Now, let's compare the cost of groceries in Russia and the USA. We start with Russia. Here's a typical grocery basket which includes 1 liter of молоко, milk, $1, 1 loaf of bread, 60 cents, 1 kilogram of potatoes, 50 cents, I know you got me, 1 kilogram of chicken breast, $3.50, 12 eggs, $1.50, 1 kilogram of apples, $1.20. Total, approximately $8 to $9 for this grocery bag. Now guys, let's go shopping to the USA and let's see how much I'm gonna spend. So, I'm here in New York. So, what did I get? 1 liter of milk, $1.30. 1 loaf of bread, $3, oh my god! 1 kilogram of potatoes, $2.50. 1 kilogram of chicken breast, $10. 12 eggs, $3.50. 1 kilogram of apples, $5. Total, approximately $25 for the same basket that I got in Russia. I'm broke, guys, I'm broke, no money left. As you can see, the cost of groceries in the USA is significantly higher, especially in major cities like New York, Los Angeles. Even in smaller cities like Dallas or Atlanta, food prices are still higher than in Russia. Russia offers affordable grocery prices nationwide, making life here more comfortable for students. Alright guys, let's get to some serious stuff. Education. Education is one of the most important factors that attract students from all over the world. To be fair, both Russia and the USA offer a wide variety of programs that provide high-quality education. Of course, the USA leads in the number of universities, with more than 4,000 universities. In Russia, there are fewer, about 700 universities. This makes education in the USA more popular among international students, and many young people around the world dream of studying there. However, when it comes to accessibility, it's important to consider the cost of education. In the US, tuition fees are significantly higher than in Russia. Let's compare a few popular fields of study and universities. For example, let's take medical schools. Here are some of the top medical universities in Russia. Sechenov First Moscow State Medical University. Tuition fees ranging from $3,000 to $10,000. Pirogov Russian National Research Medical University. Tuition fees ranges from $3,500 to $6,000. Pavlov First St. Petersburg State Medical University. Tuition fees ranges from $4,000 to $7,000 per year. Kazan State Medical University. Tuition fees ranges from $2,500 to $4,000 per year. Novosibirsk State Medical University. Tuition fees there are about from $3,000 to $5,000 per year. Now let's have a trip to the US and see how are their medical universities. Harvard University, $60,000 per year. Johns Hopkins University, $58,000 per year. Stanford University, $56,000 per year. University of California in Los Angeles, $47,000 per year. Baylor College of Medicine, $48,000 per year. As you can see, the difference is staggering. Studying in the US can be 10 to 15 times more expensive than in Russia. And now, let's compare the cost of engineering programs. So, in Russia, let's take for example Bauman Moscow State Technical University, $3,000 to $5,000 per year. Peter the Great St. Petersburg Polytechnic University, $3,000 to $6,000 per year. Moscow Power Engineering Institute, $2,500 to $4,000 per year. Tomsk Polytechnic University, $2,500 to $4,000 per year. Ufa State Aviation Technical University, $2,500 to $4,000 per year. And now let's look at similar programs in the US. Massachusetts University of Technology, $53,000 per year. Stanford University, $56,000 per year. California Institute of Technology, $52,000 per year. University of California, $45,000 per year. University of Michigan, $50,000 per year. Again, the difference in tuition is significant. Russian universities offer much more affordable education and maintaining a high standard of teaching. But that's not all. Russia offers around 22,000 free spots each year for international students who wish to study here. Those spots include scholarships that cover tuition and sometimes even accommodation. Now, let's compare that with the US. In America, free spots for international students are mostly awarded through private scholarships or limited government programs, and the numbers is significantly lower. This makes access to free higher education for international students much harder in the US. So, If you are looking for high-quality education at an affordable price and want to take advantage of free student choices, Russia is an excellent choice. With both paid and free programs available, Russia opens its door to students from all over the world. Okay, now let's change topic and talk about bureaucracy. So, when it comes to moving abroad for studies, an important factor is not only choosing a university, but also the process of obtaining a visa, and residency. Today, we'll compare the processes in the US and Russia, looking at the required exams, documents, and potential challenges. So, let's say you want to apply to an American university. What it includes? To apply to an American university, you'll need to prepare a comprehensive package of documents. First, you need your diploma or high school certificate, translated into English and notarized. Additionally, you'll need to take several mandatory exams. Exams? But what exams? I hear you say. Well, the first one is SAT or ACT. Those are standard tests that assess academic knowledge. Most universities require scores from one of these tests. Do you speak English? Well, you need to prove it. And to do that, you need the TOEFL or IELTS, English language proficiency exams required for non-native English speakers. For some graduate programs, you might also need to take the GRE, Graduate Record Examinations, or GMAT for MBA programs. In addition to the exams, you'll need to gather the following documents. Let's find out. A personal statement explaining why you want to study at this particular university. Letters of recommendation from teachers or employers. A resume or CV, especially if you're applying for graduate or doctoral programs. Money! Do you have money? Well, you'll need to prove that too. So the US requires a proof of financial stability, and as we mentioned earlier, you'll need to show that you have enough funds in your bank account to cover at least the first year of tuition, living expenses, and other costs. This amount can range from $25,000 and more, depending on the program and university. And don't forget the application fees, which can range from $50 to $100 per university application. So, let's try to apply to a Russian university. How it would look like? Well, you'll need a minimal set of documents, such as your diploma or high school certificate, a passport and its copy, a medical certificate confirming your health. This usually includes an HIV test and vaccination records, and that's all. When it comes to exams, most Russian universities require either entrance exams or an interview. For some programs, especially in technical fields, you might need to take subject-specific tests, such as math or physics. However, these exams are organized by the university, and you don't need to take an international standard test like in the USA. Another advantage of applying to Russian universities is that there's no need to prove financial stability. You just need to get an official invitation from the university, which confirms your enrollment. Now, let's talk about visa denial rates. As I mentioned earlier, the process of getting a US visa is quite strict, and about 30% of student visa applications are rejected. This can be due to a variety of reasons, including financial issues or doubts about the applicant's intention to return home after their studies. In contrast, the visa denial rate for students' visa in Russia is much lower, around 1 to 2%. If you have an official invitation from a Russian university and have submitted the necessary documents, your visa approval is almost guaranteed. So, in conclusion, if you're looking for a country where the application process is simple and stress-free, and you don't need to worry about complicated exams or financial requirements, Russia is an excellent choice. Here, the visa and application processes are streamlined, making studying in Russia accessible and hassle-free for international students. Another serious topic: healthcare. Healthcare is an essential part of life in any country, especially for students who may face different situations while studying abroad. Today, we'll compare the cost and accessibility of medical services in Russia and the US. In the United States, the healthcare system is largely based on private insurance, and there is essentially no free healthcare like in Russia. Even with insurance, it doesn't cover all costs, and many medical services can be very expensive. For example, a regular doctor's visit without insurance costs between $100 and $200. If you need to call a doctor to your home, that service can range from $150 to $500. Getting a chest X-ray without insurance may cost around $300 to $500, and applying a cast to a broken arm or leg can cost anywhere from $500 to $3,000, depending on the clinic. Even with insurance, you'll still need to pay out of pocket. This is known as a copay for each doctor's visit or medical procedure. Insurance often doesn't fully cover the cost, especially in cases of serious operations or hospitalizations. For example, even with good insurance, a hospital stay can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Alright, now let's travel back to Russia. Here, the situation is quite different. There is both free and paid healthcare. Free medical services are available under the compulsory health insurance (OMS) system, which is provided to all citizens and international students. This means that if you need to see a doctor or get tests done, you can do it for free at public clinics. Of course, there are also paid medical services if you prefer faster service or private clinics. However, even paid services in Russia are much cheaper than in the US. For example, a doctor's visit in a private clinic may cost around $20–40. A house call for a doctor costs around $50 to $100. A chest X-ray around $20 to $40, and applying a cast to a broken arm around $50 to $100. As you can see, the cost of healthcare in Russia is much lower than in the US, whether we're talking about free services or paid procedures. For instance, a doctor's visit in the US without insurance can cost up to $200, while in Russia it's only $20 to $40. If you need a cast for a broken arm, it's 10 times cheaper in Russia than in the US. So let's summarize the topic of healthcare. If you're planning to live and study in Russia, you don't need to worry about expensive healthcare. Even if you get sick or need medical attention, the cost of treatment won't break the bank. In Russia, healthcare is accessible and the prices are significantly lower than in the USA. This is yet another advantage of living in Russia for students. And now, let's switch to another topic: safety. When considering moving to another country, one of the most important factors is safety. Each country has its own circumstances and incidents, but today we'll talk about how safe it is to live in Russia and compare it with a country everyone knows well, the USA. So, let's start by looking at crime rates. If we compare Moscow and New York, we see some interesting statistics. According to the latest data, the crime rate in New York in 2023 is around 18 crimes per 1,000 people. But here in Moscow, this figure is about 10 crimes per 1,000 people. This means that crime rate in Moscow is lower than in one of the largest cities in USA. And now let's talk about cameras. Not the cameras on your phone. It's another thing. Another important safety measure is the number of surveillance cameras in the city. Moscow has more than 200,000 cameras installed throughout the city, on streets, in public transportations, parks, and shopping centers. These cameras help monitor order and respond quickly to any incidents. For comparison, New York has around 50,000 cameras, which is 4 times fewer than in Moscow. Of course, cameras can't prevent all crimes, but they play a huge role in maintaining safety and public order. Another key aspect is gun ownership laws. In the US, most states allow citizens to carry firearms, and in some states, people can even carry weapons openly in public spaces, which can create additional risks in crowded places. In Russia, carrying firearms is strictly prohibited. Only law enforcement and specially licensed individuals are allowed to possess weapons. This significantly reduces the likelihood of firearms being used in everyday life and increase safety in public places. Both countries use police patrols to maintain public order. In the US, it's common to see police officers patrolling streets and parks, and the same applies to Russia. In large cities, regular police patrols help maintain order and ensure safety. Another important aspect is the trust in police and the response time to emergency. In Moscow and other major cities in Russia, you can call the police through an unified emergency service. Response times are between 5 to 10 minutes, which is comparable to emergency services in the USA. So, to summarize this topic, as you can see, Russia offers a higher level of safety for living and studying. The extensive surveillance system, strict gun laws, and regular police patrols help maintain public order and prevent crimes. So, if you're considering moving to Russia for your studies, you don't need to worry about your safety. It's at a high level here. Okay, let's wrap up. We've discussed many aspects that make life in Russia attractive for international students. First, there's affordable education. In Russian universities, you can gain quality knowledge without spending a fortune, unlike in the US or other countries. Second, there's healthcare. In Russia, both free and affordable private healthcare are available, and medical services won't break your budget. You don't need to worry about expensive treatments if health issues arise. We also talk about the cost of living, affordable housing in Moscow and other regions, as well as low prices for groceries, making life in Russia financially comfortable. And let's not forget safety. Russia provides a high level of security with its extensive surveillance system, strict gun laws, and regular police patrols. This creates a safe and peaceful environment for living and studying. Lastly, we've discussed the balance between work, study, and personal life. In Russia, you'll not only be able to study effectively, but also find time for relaxation, cultural events, and travel. So, if you want to live in a country with affordable education, quality healthcare, and healthy balance between work and life, and a high level of safety, Russia is waiting for you. It's a place where you can study, grow, and feel comfortable. Take that step toward your new life. Move to Russia and start your future here. Alright guys, that's it for today. My name is Albirik. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Follow us on our YouTube channel, Study with GE, and you can also follow us on other social medias. Bye bye!
Ay, qué listo, mijito! So tell me, what have you decided? Tell your mama.
Mommy, you know, I thought a lot, and I think I'll go to Russia.
That was my dream!